you got?
Okay. Would you demonstrate again how to download a document?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me 1 sec. Let me get everything going.
Okay.
People are eating out there. Yeah, you can shut that if you want to.
Okay. I'll get up soon.
Okay. So Lisa just has a couple questions and then we're gonna jump in from the beginning. Okay, 1 second, Lisa. Let me get logged into everything.
Okay.
That ain't my password. Let me just go to a random one. Hop on that. Just a little bit. Move this all the way over there. Okie dokie. So you're wanting to, so Lisa, you're just like wanting to, like, let's say, upload like an offer that you've gotten and you need to make
Yes.
some changes to?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can do that one of two ways. So if it's a document that you just need to make a couple of edits on,
Mm-hmm.
you'll go to that specific room and then you can go to envelopes,
Okay.
create new, and you're going to click more and upload, and let me find. I know there's a contract up here somewhere.
An extension.
Let's see. I know there's one here somewhere. I think it's a fake one I put on here too. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna upload that one. And it works with any PDF.
Okay.
Okay, so we're uploaded here. So I still need to tell it who's gonna need to initial that, like whatever changes I make.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. So I don't need to do anything. I'm just gonna say that my buyer needs to initial whatever changes I'm about to make.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add her. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm just gonna go next. Okay, so right over here, we can see that we are editing for Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's say we need to do a strike through. We're gonna make a line.
Okay.
Line through that price. And now we're gonna add a different price over here. Let's see. All right, now I need to do an initial field for her.
Okay.
And I want it to date stamp it when she does it, so I'm gonna add that date signed.
Okay.
It'll automatically do that. Okay, so then any other edits I need to make, I can do that as well. And then once I'm done, I can just press send.
Okay.
Okay, does that answer that question?
It does. It sure does. It
Okay,
does.
what was your other question?
The other one is where let's just say a lead paint, a lead-based
Okay.
paint addendum,
Mhm.
where the line, the signature, the arrow going down, it has
Yeah.
to be lined directly on the line. Would it be the same? Would I use the same method that you just used? Upload it and then use the signature, the little pen, and put it up. That click directly on the line for signatures.
Yeah, so like, okay, so let's say that signature, it needs to be right here on this line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna do signature, and you see that there's, like, right below that arrow, there's a line.
Yes.
If you hover that directly over
Okay.
that line,
Yes.
it will
Okay.
it'll sit right there.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
if you always want to be just even a little bit more safe, you could do it just a hair above, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll sit there.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
No problem. Was that everything you had?
That's it.
Oh, alrighty.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna hop back into Command. Let's see. So I think since you're new, your DocuSign already is connected. It's been connected since day one, which is very nice. Everyone else has to connect there, so that's a whole thing in and of itself. Yes, yes. Okay, so kind of when you log into Command, I recommend having your contacts in like as soon as you can, because to make an opportunity to be able to go into DocuSign and kind of for that autofill and whatnot to work, the contacts have to be in there first. So for any of your clients, you can go right here, add in the contact, and then here we would create the opportunity. I'm just going to do a buyer. So see, like where there's client, there's like a little red asterisk. So only the people that are in my contact list are going to pop up. So I'm just going to pick my sister, and you can edit this name to be whatever you want to. I know most of the time for buyers, you don't know anything, until they write a contract. So you can always edit this name later. So if you wanted to, come back through here and type in like the address afterwards, like after you can edit that whenever. Okay, so we're just going to say our commission is going to be 3%, and then we're going to create the opportunity. So as soon as we create that opportunity, our title is going to be right here. And this is just like the little detail page. So I can edit any of this information by clicking on the pencils. And then right up here, we have our little tabs. So this buyer profile, it just lets you know how they're doing with like your app. So if they have your app, it will say it right here. And if they are, looking at the guide, it will say that right here. So then here's the documents. So these are just kind of like checklist items. So like right here, this is just telling you that this is where the recap needs to go, and that's where the buyer's agency needs to go. And then it's the same for each folder. So obviously we know not every single one of these. Oh no, it's perfectly fine. A lot of people put everything in this first one. Yeah, Debbie put her first 4 or 5 deals in just all one folder, and as long as it's there, I could really care less. Yeah, because as long as like if the commission comes in, if I can find it, it's there. I'm not picky. Yeah, like we know looking at this that not every deal is going to have all of these forms. So like you won't have like a transaction brokerage agreement if you have a buyer's agency. So it's okay if not all of these are uploaded.
So how do I Thanks. One of them that I submitted, I guess for review, I can't remember what it was, but, I don't think I signed, or electronically signed for like the values agency agreement or whatever. How do I go back and do that after I've already submitted? Can I do that?
Yeah. So anytime you submit a form, you can still replace the form.
Okay.
You can't fully remove it, but you can replace it with an updated version.
Okay.
So you can, so I'll kind of just upload a form just so we can put one in there like there's a contract. So I had to sign. So I can open this and then I can download this form. Let me move that over there. I can download this form and then I can go in and put those, that signature field on it, sign it, and then just re-upload it. Let's see. There's that. So yeah, so that's just kind of where everything goes. A lot of people on this HUD and check, they scan it all together, which is also completely fine. And so then they just stick both of it in here. They just upload it twice, which is also fine. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this one has not been established through DocuSign, so I'm just gonna click start a transaction, and it's gonna automatically take me in there. So it automatically created a room with that same opportunity title. So if I look at the details, Sydney's information is going to be, let's see. Okay, hold on, I need to update it because I made a change in here before I went over there, so I have to update it. So if I go over here, let's see. Let me update my thing. Yeah, normally you don't make changes in DocuSign, like make changes in Command before you've done anything in DocuSign. So now her information came over and I didn't have to put it in. So that's helpful. And it would have done that for, you know, however many you have. It also knows my information. So that's the details tab. You can fill out as much of this as you'd like to. On the forms, it will kind of autofill some of this information over. So we're going to be kind of in the documents tab. So documents is where you would kind of add everything in that you'll need, make all your edits, and then the envelopes is where you send all of those documents. So any edits we need to make would be in this tab. So since this is a buyer, I'm just going to add from the DocuSign forms because they're editable. Okay. And we also have templates, which makes it easier. So if I leave this as the library, it's just going to be a very long list of documents that I have to choose from. But if I change this to groups, I have some templates. So I'm just going to click a residential buyer, and then I'm going to go through here and select which ones I'll need. So I'll need the recap, the agency. Let's say that I'll need, and a contract. Add whatever. We can add all these. And it takes just a sec to load in there. So there's everything. So then if I open these up, I can, you know, edit the fields if I need to. So my name and Sydney's name will automatically come into the form. So for this one, nothing needs to be done. My name's on there, Sydney's name's on there. The only thing is it needs to be signed. So this one's good to go. The buyer's agency, we'll have to make some edits on that one. So it automatically puts her name, my name, company name, but I will need to add today's date, and I'll add the duration of the agreement. And I think that's usually it with the buyer's agency. Yeah, there's no other fields. So then the only other thing is to be signed. done editing that one, we'll save. And then this is where you would create your offer, you'd fill out everything. And, you know, all of these fields are editable. So if we filled out a little bit more of the details, some of this would pull over. So, you know, we'll just,
Right, 500,000, I'll take it.
I know, right? My sister, she buys a lot of stuff. She don't even know. But yeah, so you can go through and make any edits. The only thing you can't edit are like these boxes because that's in the envelope stage. So you can, you know, make whatever edits you need. We are working with DocuSign because there are a couple of boxes, like, let's see. I don't know for sure which one it is. Like this one, the title and evidence. We always check both of these boxes, but for right now, it's only letting us choose one. So when we go into the envelope, what I'm gonna do is add a checkbox or something over it. Yeah, we're working with them to get that to where it'll let us click both at the same time. I think it's because it's the and or that they didn't see the and, it was just or. So, but they'll hopefully have that fixed here soon. So everything else is good, whatever, we just need signatures. And then same with the net sheet. Our net sheets already have some of this filled out. In DocLoop, they auto-calculate. Sadly, DocuSign does not auto-calculate. So that sucks. But, you know, you can just kind of add, do whatever, and then, you know, put your price down here. And that's good. I think,
So how do y'all come up with those prices that are already in there? Because whenever I was with those executives, my numbers were, oh, I did.
so Kim called all the title companies in town and she just did an average of all of them.
Okay.
Just so, like, we have a roundabout price and we could say, you know, it could be higher, it could be lower, depending on the closing company or fees and whatnot.
And of course, I know it's estimated, and I know the buyer's estimated.
Yeah, a lot of people, they will, so like when we get into the envelopes, they'll add like a text box and they'll write on there that it's estimated. I hate that we have to even do them, but for some reason the commission just loves them. Okay, so now all of these are ready to go. So now we're just gonna send them all off. So I'm gonna create a new stack of documents to send. And so I'm gonna click that I want to add them from the room. So this one will pull all of the documents that I've edited. If I add it from a template, it's just gonna add the blank ones that I didn't fill out. And then more would be if you needed to upload one. So I'm gonna add from here. I'm just gonna need to send all of them. And they'll all pop up here. You can click on them and like preview it if you need to.
Make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess I get confused too, because whenever I get them to sign, it'll come back and then it'll have the original, the one
Yes.
signed, and then I'll try to think, okay, do I need this one or archive it? Do I need this one?
Yeah. Yeah, luckily when it is fully signed, I think it's green and I think it does say signed,
Yeah,
but the other ones still sit in there.
yeah.
So if you don't want the other ones, just delete them out. If you archive them, you'll still be able to see it when you pull it into command. So if you hit delete, you won't be able to see them at all.
Where's the delete? Because
It is, let's see. Save and close, we'll come back to that one. So, like if you click on here, the trash can.
Okay.
Yeah, there's archive and unarchive. So the delete's just right next to it. Yeah, archive, you can always unarchive it,
Okay.
but delete, it's gone.
Yeah.
You can also split documents in here too, which what a lot of people don't know.
What's that?
So like if you went and you got all of these hand signed and you scanned all of them into your email at once,
Oh, yeah.
you could upload them in here and then you could split them.
How do you do that? Because I asked you about that one
Yeah.
last week, because I had handwritten them and they were all together.
Yeah, so let's just grab something that'll need to be split up. So I don't even know what this scan from Xerox is, but we're gonna go with that one. Upload. So if I click on it, open it up, no telling what this is. Okay, thumbs up the gray group. If I go up here to document actions, there's a split.
Oh, okay.
So I can split it in here. Okay, so we're gonna go to those that envelope. I'm gonna open it up. Okay, so now I just need to tell it who needs to sign. Okay, lights. So if I do the pre-tagged roles, those are gonna be the roles that DocuSign already like knows are there. So it's gonna be me and Sydney. So the two people that it brought over, it's gonna automatically assign those two people spaces to sign.
Okay.
And then the room participants, that's like everyone in the room. Like it would be the admin, me, Nancy, Liz, everybody's in there. And then email address, you could just add somebody by their email address if you
I
needed
think I
to.
might have been doing room participants, but I think it shows.
It shows the whole list.
Okay.
It just adds the room participants, it just adds a couple extra people in there. So the pre-tagged roles,
Gotcha.
like buyer agent, and then buyer one, it's only pulling from, which no, it's pulling the exact same as it does, it's just a different view, I guess. So buyer agent, that would be me, and then Sydney. So I guess it's just a different view, even though it's kind of the exact same as room participants. Yeah, it's the exact same. So one other cool thing that DocuSign can do is, okay, some of these, so like say this is like just the contract or whatever, or you know, like an FHA addendum or something like that. So right here, you can tell it an order in which you want it to send to your people. So let's say that this is the client, they have to sign, and then it's got to go to the lender. So you can name the lender as number 2, and they will not receive it until they sign. And if you come over here to, instead of needs to sign, just receives a copy, it will send them the copy. So that way you don't have to get it back from your buyer, download it, and send it. You can select the order and do it that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they won't receive anything until this person has fulfilled all of the spots that they're supposed to.
So I could even do that when I'm writing an offer, instead of just putting, you know, downloading it once they sign it, I could just send it over to the new
Yeah.
company.
Yep. Just as long as the envelope that you have doesn't have like all of these other documents in it, it's just the ones you want to send to the other agent. Yeah, you could definitely do it that way as well. And I know this happens very seldom, but sometimes it does. We can't get around it. Like if a husband and wife have one email address, you can send it to the husband as number 1, to the wife as number 2, and it'll be the same email address, but it'll still have the different names for them to sign. Because I know Dotloop would never let you do it that way. I don't think Instinet lets you do it with the same email address. But I know here, if you do one, like you put the husband as number 1 and the wife as number 2, or however you want to order it, that it'll allow for that double email to be in there. Okay, so now everything's assigned, we're good. Now we're going to go next to make sure that everything is as it should be. This is very similar to that view that we just had with Lisa. So over here, everyone is color coordinated. So everywhere I need to sign will be yellow, and wherever they need to sign will be blue. So you're just kind of making sure that this looks right. Because sometimes like these boxes, like when we import it, it'll come kind of funky. Like instead of being right here, it'll be like over in here, like up here or something. So we're just making sure that it looks good. Same with down here. Okay, so that's looking good. And this date signed, like your client has no responsibility to this box. As soon as they open the document, it's gonna automatically timestamp it. That way, because DocuSign does not do like Dotloop does, and it automatically time dates it when they sign. If we put the date signed like box there, it will timestamp it when they open it. Okay, so then we're just gonna scroll through and make sure all the boxes are in the right spots, and I think they all are. So the only thing I will say is the contract, and trust me, it's very annoying, but these initial fields, you see how they are like whited out. So, and they're blue because Sydney needs to fulfill them. Right now, they're optional. So when they're whited out with their color outline, they're optional for them to sign. I recommend making them all required. Now, of course, not all of them will need to be that way because you will never have both of these boxes checked at the same time. So you can go through, and if you hold down the shift key, you can press whichever ones you need. You can go through the whole document. And then if you just hit required, it makes them all required.
Now, how did you get it to where it already was in there as white?
So it automatically fills that in. DocuSign automatically puts those in there. So if you had 2 buyers, there would be 2 boxes, 2 sets of boxes. So that's already in there. I don't know why they did not, like when they tagged all these documents, that they didn't make it a required field.
I haven't seen it where it automatically puts the initial every box. I have to pull the initials of every single one. Maybe I don't have enough information.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's, maybe if you do pre-tagged roles, that's when it automatically does the boxes, because it recognizes that buyer. So room participant, you do have to add everything in. But yeah, so hopefully this is one of those that they will fix here soon. And then you can, of course, do it across pages of the document. And then you just hit required. And if you don't need it, you can click on it and delete it out. That way it's not even confusing for them, because I know sometimes they'll get confused on like the inspection part, and everyone will end up signing everything. It's just like, this doesn't make sense. So you can even just delete them out. That way your people aren't even worried about them at all. But now anything you pull from over here, it automatically makes it required. So if like you pull an initial field over here, it's automatically blue filled in. You can of course make it optional if you want to by unchecking it, but there'd be no point in needing to do that. So then once everything's good to go, you just
So when I make
press
something optional, let's say, I don't know, maybe a home warranty, maybe we didn't discuss that. Can I can put like optional for them to sign it, and they can call me and say, hey, what about the home warranty?
Yeah, if you want to. So then once everything's how you like it, you just press send, and it'll go to them. So now it recognizes that you have somewhere that you need to sign, so it says that it needs your signature. So we'll open it up, we'll hit sign, and it will take you everywhere that you need to sign. So what's cool about this is the exact same view that your client has. So if they have a question, it's easy for you to get through it with them because you kind of know. If we hit continue and start, it's going to take me down everywhere that I need to sign. Now I can't see like, I don't have to sign any of these documents because I didn't have a field on them. As soon as I'm done, I just hit finish. And so now we're just waiting on her to sign. And if I open this, I can see who all is signed. If I have multiple people, it'll have a little check beside it. So once all of those are in there, we now got to add it to command. So we're just going to hop back on over to command. So now I need to add that recap and buyer's agency. So I'm going to add them at the same time because I don't want to add them one by one. So I'm just going to attach multiple files. We're going to attach them from DocuSign. So the right here will appear two check boxes, not check boxes, drop down boxes. Once the Wi-Fi wants to work with us.
Still be having problems.
Yeah. Let's see, maybe if I hit sync transaction, it'll establish quicker.
Very good.
Let's see. Of course. Of course. There we go. So now, okay, there's the recap. There's buyer's agency. I'm going to attach them. And I can do that for all of them. So I already have this contract here, so I can, since I haven't submitted it, I can remove it. But once you submit it, you can't remove, you can only replace. So I'm going to attach multiple documents. So I would have to get this document out to be able to upload another one. So I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to attach DocuSign. Let's see. I want that contract and the net sheet. Once everything is uploaded, I can just submit or whatnot. So after I kind of do that, we have the commission tab. So that's just, you know, like the financial side of the deal. It's kind of, back when you were at the other office, did y'all have like a form that you had to give to kind of say like who's getting paid what? So that's kind of the same. We just call it a commission request. So we have to, on the offer tab.
So once I go start closing and I get the documents, do I have to scan all the documents in or just give somebody the phone or how?
So like the HUD and the check, you can just scan to yourself, put it in here, and then if you'll write this number on it, right here under the details, if you write this number on it, me and Liz can find it, and you can just stick it in her basket, and she'll process it.
So that whole folder goes in the basket, right? Or no?
Just the HUD and the check.
Okay.
All the other documents, you can keep or you can chunk them. However you want to do it. Some people don't want any of them. So they just put the HUD and the check in the basket after they scan it to themselves and they're like, okay, no more paperwork. So in order to get to this tab, we do have to like fill out like the offer. So we're kind of just filling out that sheet, letting us know what's what on that form. So we're going to add a new one. So, you know, the dates of the agreement, we're going to go with that address. That's good. Okay, who's the buyer, who's the seller? And then who are the agents associated with the deal? So, you know, this could be an agent in our company, an agent in another company. They just like to have that info, just like to see how many deals Keller Williams does inside versus outside, or, you know, if like something does come back like wrong on the check, like if they took the earnest money out on the wrong side, which happens too many times, sadly. You can call, be like, hey, you know, our agent so-and-so had a deal with so-and-so, and, you know, earnest money is taken out. So that way we just kind of know. So we'll just put their name there. So now we're just needing to know the terms of the agreement, mainly what was the price, because the rest of it we know. So, and you can put that in either one of these categories, it doesn't matter. So let's just say 500,000, as long as this price is the sales price, It doesn't matter which box you put it in. And you can put an earnest money amount here if you want to. You don't have to fill out any of that bottom stuff. So then, if I can get that box to go away, and we just hit save. Okay, so once I accept that this is my contract price and everything like that, this tab opens up. If I hit accept, now I can go into the financials. So right now, all it's telling me that's missing is the contract date. So right here, I can just edit that date. We'll just put the first, hit save, and everything's on there. So over here, it will tell me, so out of that 3%, that 15,000, how much is going towards my royalty, how much is going towards company commission, and what my check will be for. So you can see all of that. You can also see right down here a running total of your cap. So this obviously will be filled up, you know, once you have some closings and whatnot. So it kind of just lets you know all the financials of the deal. That way you know what your check's for. If you do need to edit any of that, you can just edit the information. And once that's good to go, you just hit submit. Because this is what Liz and I use to process the closing. So this is where we pull, okay, they got a 3%, it should be a commission of this. So we'll just press submit and it'll come to us. And after that, we'll cut you a check and you'll be on your happy way with some money.
On to the next.
Yep. That's pretty much everything with an overview. Did you kind of have any questions?
Well, there are always questions, but I don't know what they are until I get in there and play with them.
Yeah. You'll work.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's kind of everything. Yeah, no problem. If you have any questions, you can always text me. I'll figure you out, help you out the best I can. I'll log out all this stuff.
How do you manage to stay up with all of you?